Starfleet Boy After Dark. Marcelo,
Good evening, good sir.
good evening. Do you see my name?
Yeah, I do. It's funny.
Starfleet Boy doesn't like the angry red eyes.
Yeah.
I'll wait to elaborate if Father's coming. We may have lost him, but
I think
we'll give him a few
you
minutes.
you want to go first, or you just want to wait for Father then?
I think we should wait for Father. What else can we talk about in the meantime?
Da. I have no idea. Oh,
Daniel
yeah,
was a
hello.
star. Sorry, go ahead.
Um, hmm, I have no idea what to talk about, which is
You didn't see the
disappointing.
Bad Batch.
No, I didn't. But I do know. I do know what this most recent episode was about because I got it spoiled for me. So
I watched it and I don't know what it's about. Jeremiah was a squirtle. That's the
you know,
obligatory thing. You have to sing it. Can you do you mind trying?
Jeremiah was a Squirtle. I don't have much of a singing voice. I'm sorry, guys.
That was good. That was good.
I'm
You
sorry.
tried it. You tried
Yeah,
it.
isn't it? Jeremiah was like a bullfrog because
That's
for
the song.
yeah, but like
But
for the past
oh, go
go ahead.
ahead.
No, but for the past 4 weeks that I've been on the show, you guys have been inserting different words into it. So,
Oh
by the way,
no, we've been doing Squirtle for the
okay.
longest time.
By the way, I'm just gonna ask you this: did you send him the link for Fathery? Because
I did. Let me just make
okay, good.
sure.
Okay, because you did that to poor Dadmiral the other day. So
Oh, I know. It's I have to. I abhor group chats, but I have to start one probably to
you
make it
gotta start one for
easier.
this show.
I might have to.
That would be cool.
We'll see.
Mm.
We'll see. We'll see. Uh, are you in any group chats?
No, I am not.
I'll
Uh,
start one just for you then.
yeah.
You can be in a group chat.
Cool. Um, Michael Treklab was supposed to start one, but he didn't. So where he said he was gonna put me in, he was gonna put you in. There's a bunch of other people, but he never did.
Oh, he has a Discord server.
Mm. Here's my issue with Discord servers. I I try to like log into
I have trouble
the
with Discord too.
yeah, it's like I don't
It's really
like
hard for me.
every time that I yeah,
I'm inept at it.
yes. How could you be inept at Discord server? You're so awesome with producing a wonderful show here. You do a great job
Oh
with
my
your
gosh,
thumbnails.
I forgot to send PJ a link too. PJ, I will send you. You're gonna have to make it show, Marcelo. PJ, I am a little bit. I've
A little
had a
bit
little bit before,
martini.
and yeah. So this is my second drink, but it's a martini. My first drink was wine,
Mm.
which is
What
not as
kind
bad.
what kind of wine do you like?
All kinds of wine.
So you like red, white, Zinfandel.
Oh, sorry, I had to. I was muting myself. So you can hear my keyboard going tick 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 tick. Um, I like every kind of wine I've ever tried. I think the one I like the least is a Zinfandel.
Do you like it, dry, a little wet, or in the middle somewhere?
I think I like them when they're dry but fruity. If that makes any sense.
Dry but fruity.
That's
Interesting.
that's how I like my wine.
Very interesting. The few times that I've drunk wine because I'm a beer guy, I love beer. So, but the few times that I've drunk wine, I like it. I like red, so I'm a big fan of red. And I don't like it too dry or too sweet. I like it in the middle there. Um, but let me ask you this: have you ever drunk a vintage from Picard's Vineyard?
I I've had the Chateau Picard, the official.
Is it any good? Oh, he just froze. Oh,
Oh, did
there
I
he
just
is.
freeze?
No. You, I think you muted yourself.
Oh, sorry.
Okay.
I'm having technical difficulties over here. So whenever I try to do two things at once, it's always crazy. Uh,
So you're talking
I
about the
had
Chateau
the
Picard?
the one they sold on StarTrek.com.
Yeah,
So I
I saw
ordered
that
that,
bottle.
and then I continually try to get. There is another Chateau Picard. I don't know if it's the same vineyard, because the labels weren't clear on the official one, like where, or at least I couldn't tell if it was the same vineyard as this. But there is a Chateau Picard that's been around since like I think probably like the 80s or earlier, and it's good. And I try to order that too, to
Hmm.
support them because they're like local, a small French vineyard.
Oh, cool. It's surprising to me that somebody actually makes that.
Like Chateau Picard,
Yeah, because I'm
like with
gonna
their
surprise.
feet. Like, do you mean like stomping the
No, no, no,
grapes
no,
and all
no, no,
that?
no, no, no. Somebody actually produces that wine. That it's not just a made up wine for the show.
Oh, right, right. I think that
Yeah.
it's a coincidence that I don't know. Maybe I don't know the story of how Chateau, like how Picard's family history, like the writer, what their intention was behind it. I'm
Hmm.
sure it's documented somewhere, and Larry Nemechek probably knows. But
I gotta talk
um,
to Larry. Larry,
yeah,
I
Larry's
love
amazing. All right, so so you saw Superman and Lois
you. Yeah,
tonight without giving too much detail. Overall impressions of it.
it was uh w- probably the best episode of the season so far. Um, I loved all the stuff between um, Jonathan and oh my god,
Jordan.
Jordan. Yes, Jonathan and Jordan. Um, and I primarily related to Jordan's um, plight this episode because I have a disability and I have very sensitive hearing. Like if you were here right now and you walk up behind me and you clap your hands, I'll basically hit the roof and I'll be like a cat. So I um I love the storyline where he had to do a particular thing, and when he learned to master that particular thing that he couldn't do, um, I really like the device that he used to finally master his powers a little bit. Um,
Yeah, it was pretty cool stuff, especially regarding um, the twins.
yes.
Um, I yeah, I found all of that really poignant, and even now, after no longer being of that age, like I could still find things to relate to or like appreciate. Like there's a lot of like universal concepts being conveyed, and it gives you a sense of nostalgia. Like the high school seems like it could be any high school at any era, like so you can kind of like see it as like a a nostalgia type
Nostalgia
of thing
trip.
if you want to, such as I tend to do. What did you think of John Henry, and did you know about the legend of John Henry?
I did not. Um, so when that was revealed in the episode, I knew that was coming because I have some very, very sucky friends who always ruin everything for me. The only time I don't listen to them is when a new Star Trek season is airing because they know I love Star Trek and they don't ruin that for me. But I found that to be quite interesting because I thought that he was just a another individual from another planet, right? But um, I love that the writers gave him a backstory where we could feel empathy for 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 what he was dealing with, because the flashbacks having to do with um, the oh my god the flashbacks having to do with him were very very impactful. Uh, one in particular where somebody on a roof gets toasted, so to speak.
Oh yeah, that was. Oh, I'm glad you didn't spoil that because I think some people, yeah,
Yeah. Uh,
might might be mad. By the way, there's spoilers tonight, so that was your last warning because I think at some point we'll have to talk about it
oh, really?
to
Oh,
the
good.
audience. We'll
So I
tell
want.
no, we're telling the audience it's your last warning. We're gonna talk deep
Uh,
spoilers at some point about the
oh,
episode.
uh, okay. So I don't have to. I wanted to be cagey when we.
You can go full spoilers if you want to. I just gave the warning.
Yeah. No. Now or
By the
no?
way, Shaq,
Well.
I just learned about this. Wait, sorry. John Henry Steele, Shaq did play this, and I wish I knew about. I didn't know this movie existed. It was like a Mandela effect thing for me.
That movie's awful.
It was like Shazam or whatever it's called. Do you know the Mandela effect?
No, I don't. I've never heard of that. Is it good? Is it interesting? Am I right?
Spoilers. Lois says, the Mandela effect is this thing like where it's like a fun thought experiment, but some people think it's real. Uh, and it postulates that that when the Large Hadron Collider was spun up to full power for the first time, and it in its effort to unlock the secrets of the Higgs boson particle, that half the universe got destroyed, but it's okay because it just merged seamlessly with the next universe over. But things were just slightly different in that universe. So there were like movies that we don't know about in this universe and those in that universe. So some people like remember things that never existed.
You mean in
And
this, No, I'm
and I
sorry.
don't remember. So I was saying the opposite of it. Anyways, Sinbad, that's the one.
You mean in another universe somewhere there could be a Man of Steel 2 directed by Zack Snyder?
Yeah, 100%. Also,
Wow.
I think this. I thought this was really cool that they called this episode "The Man of Steel." I was like, oh, that's like really bold. You're trying to say like this is the real Man of Steel, and it was. I feel like. No, I'm just kidding. Sorry, PJ.
That's okay. That's okay.
Sorry, Marcel.
Yeah. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Yeah, well, I
Do you
consider
know
myself.
anything about him from the comics? Did you read? Have you read about like? Did you know about this character before?
No, I had no idea. Um, my knowledge of Superman in the comics comes from people like you and Jason Inman and Ashley Victoria Robinson. I'm sure you know they're YouTubers. So but I've I don't read comics, but I love superhero properties and Superman and everything Marvel and everything DC. And the reason that I love superhero properties is because of someone who will not be mentioned on this podcast, but um, yeah, he wrote a show in the '90s about a particular young lady who fights vampires, and it's because of him that I love everything superheroes. Because when you look at it, the character that he wrote in the '90s, she was a superhero herself. So yeah, so
Wow, that was
that was a KG.
that
Okay.
was, that was a lot to unpack.
Yeah.
I'm still trying to figure out why you won't say Joss Whedon's name.
Oh my God. All right. Okay. His name was Joss Whedon. He was one of my idols, and he wrote a new show, The Nevers, and you guys seriously have to check it out because it's awesome. The Nevers on HBO, by the way. You should check it out.
Hey, PJ.
Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
Good evening, PJ.
Black alert. Black alert.
PJ's gone crazy. He's watching so much Star Trek Discovery. Black alert. Isn't it more like that?
Black bean burrito coming up.
It's true. That's like one of the things I think.
By the way,
Did you see Superman and... Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
PJ, have you seen Superman and Lois, like the latest episode?
I did. It was quite good at turning me on.
Computer, that's great. Yeah, Daniel,
You know what the best thing about that show is?
What is it? What's the best thing?
It's that the family feels real.
It does. It feels like
It doesn't feel like some bullshit TV family. Like they actually feel like they have a long history. And the brothers at first, I thought they were going to be like the typical jock makes fun of the nerdy one. They do a bit of that in the first episode, but like there's a real bond between the brothers, and like it's refreshing to see a sibling relationship where they actually fucking care about each other. And it's not like, you see that in so many shows, and there's always a trope. There are teenage girl characters in the show, and they do they fight against that stereotype where they're all like just fucking bitchy and depressing all the time. Watch any show where the main characters have a teenage daughter. She's always disinterested in everything. She's always like sad. Like Homeland is an example right off the bat. The girl from Fear the Walking Dead, the who becomes like the main character later. First season with her is like awful. They don't know how to write young folks, I find. I sound like an old man, but just in general. And I think the show makes an effort to balance the adult drama, which feels real, for a superhero show. I know it's very fantastical, but the kids are believable. Like they don't feel like that Dawson's Creek phony bullshit. They actually feel like real kids with real problems.
You went way back to Dawson's Creek. Like that's like a that's an almost
where they talk
show.
Like in poetry and stuff, and like everybody's so articulate, and
who remembers Dawson's Creek? Lots of people do. I remember.
I don't want to wait for my last to be.
Why can I just say something? Why is it that every time I come on the show, I feel like I step on like minefields every time
you feel that way?
Yeah, no, but I'm gonna get to a point. Just give me a second.
Okay.
Every time I come on the show,
stage. Hold on.
Thank you. Every time I come on the show, like for the past 4 weeks, Ruben has been giving me constant shit because I love JJ, and now PJ just blatantly attacks the series that changed my life and made me want to become a screenplay writer. So what gives, people?
What? Oh, Dawson's Creek. Okay.
Yeah, no, it's cool. It's cool. I'm just kidding you. You can think about that show whatever you want. I don't. It's cool.
I don't even remember that show. I think I watched a bit of it when it first came out.
Yeah.
And then all I remember after it is like people making fun of it.
Yeah.
But James Vanderbeek has he has a big forehead. It's fun to make fun of.
No, I know, and I totally get it because I see those memes of him crying on the docks everywhere on Twitter. So I get it, but it's cool. It's fine.
Freaks and Geeks was an awesome. As another example, and this it's more of the comedic side of things about how they portray young people in a way that is very believable, and it's like the comedy comes from the fact that you've been in similar situations with your friends.
I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say that Superman and Lois will be like the My So-Called Life for this generation of tweens growing up today.
Interesting.
And you know what I like about Clark and Lois is that he's not like he's not
like about them as a couple. Sorry, my bad.
I like this thing that they do in the show that they didn't really. You get some of it in the movies and stuff, but this super hearing where they can like zone in on certain things like so far away, like they can literally eavesdrop, or Superman and now his kid can eavesdrop on conversations. And I like how Clark is not overbearing in any way or like too protective over Lois. Lois goes out and does this dangerous shit. He just kind of like, okay, this is you. If it gets to a point where you're in mortal danger, I will come and get you. Yeah, but I'm not gonna like. He's not gonna hover above her, waiting to save her every time. Like he lets. It's not like, I don't mean to say he lets his woman do things. I don't mean it like that. I mean, the partnership is very modern. You know what I mean? Like, there's no line where Clark's like, Lois, I don't want you to go out and do this thing. It's like that. Lois is Lois. Lois is gonna do that stuff, and she's the perfect Lois too, because Lois is always that character, is always getting into shit. And like she's got to go and do the dangerous work reporting that the other ones won't.
The scene where he's so proud of her because she like kind of like figured out something.
She voted.
She was like, she was like a few steps ahead of him. Remember, she was like, he hadn't figured out why she made John Henry Steele give her the box of.
Oh yeah.
Anti-kryptonite, yeah.
Or anti. What is
That's
it?
Okay.
Anti-kryptonite?
And this John Henry character, he's interesting too.
Yeah. I was hoping
he's convinced that
he's having internet problems.
This version of Superman will eventually turn. What?
You think this version of Superman will turn evil?
I hope not.
What?
I hope not.
No. Why? Woody?
Oh, sorry.
Oh, so wait.
Unless it was mind manipulation, it would have to be. He would have to be manipulated somehow, obviously. But
Okay,
I think
so
the Superman from the other universe, I think he was like genuinely evil, and there were like multiple Supermen. So like, were they clones of him, or were they all Kryptonians?
I think they were Kryptonians.
Okay.
But not necessarily.
And he was like the leader, I guess.
He was the leader. Yeah, I think that was what was going on.
But I think there's no convincing John Henry that this is a good Superman. I think it's one of these things where it's just blind hate. I think he may realize at some point, but
no, but that blind hate that he has for Superman is justified though, because his Superman in his own universe did some pretty fucked up things, you know?
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. It's kind of the Batman argument that Bruce Wayne has in Batman vs Superman. It's like John Henry's looking at this good version of Superman, which he sees as like, you know, a good guy, but he's still in the back of his mind. If it's just 1% chance that this guy could turn, then it's worth taking him out. It's like Batman's like, I know he's good, but he could turn bad. And, you know, there is that comic where he's manipulated into thinking, he's basically manipulated into killing Lois while she's pregnant, and he goes insane. They'll never do that in the show, I don't think, but
they
go dark, don't they? It's some dark stuff in this fucking show that I didn't expect. Like Lois getting killed.
Oh,
crazy!
You said it right there. Barbecue on the roof, table
We have
at
a
one.
disclaimer. We have a barbecue on the roof. Daniel says, "I love the dynamic between Superman and Lois. Too. They portray a relationship." By the way, how do my levels sound? Someone in the text message audience says I sound low.
No, I think you sound good.
Maybe
it's a marriage of mutual respect that doesn't feel forced in any way.
You're making such good points, BJ, man. Look at it. Such good points.
Will you guys make it show for a second? I'll be right back.
Sure. So, PJ, what else did you like about this episode that we haven't talked about already?
I like how who's the glowy one, the power guy, the power kid. I get their names mixed up.
Oh,
glowy eyes.
It's not Jonathan.
It's not
Jordan.
Jordan. Jordan. Yeah.
Jordan.
Yeah, I liked all that stuff where he's about to like go. Like, it's interesting what they're doing with him. They're actually showing you the complications of the human mixed with Kryptonian. That it's not it's not just a simple thing where the kid's just gonna have powers. He's gonna go through pain, and I love the fact that they can go to the fortress. The fortress is utilized so well in this show to where it's basically a supercomputer, Superman's supercomputer that he can go to, and he can diagnose stuff and figure stuff out, and like he can take his kid there, and the computer's like, yeah, this is what's happening to him, and this is what needs to happen. And do you think by the end of the season he'll have control, or is it going to be like it messes him up so bad, like he turns?
Oh, well, that sounds interesting, but that would be off. That would be, I mean, I would want to see
John
that.
Henry would have an excuse to say, yes, kill them all. You know what I mean?
Oh my God, if that happens, that'll be awesome, but now I don't want that to happen.
I'm a little concerned that Superman's eyes get red when he gets mad.
Yeah, well,
That's cool, man. I like when he gets angry and he gets those
like
red
that?
eyes. And
I
I
Yeah,
like the
it's
effect.
awesome. It's a cool effect. I'll give you that. But I really like the fact that every time he gets pissed off and his eyes get like red, you can see in his facial expressions that he's trying to actually hold himself back. You can see that he's trying to rein himself in.
Yeah.
Lois seems to stop him. I think he was gonna really punch
John
Henry.
John Henry.
But you know, when
Tyler Hoechlin's a great Superman, dude. I
He's a really great
can't
Superman,
believe how
actually.
good he is when he's in action.
Yeah. What did you guys think of the Kinetic Hammer?
that he John must have stole that from Thor. I'm like, what? That's Thor's hammer.
It's
Come on,
I think it's different.
that's
enough.
Stormbreaker.
It is Stormbreaker, but I think it's different enough.
All right. Well,
Mjolnir.
You don't remember when Steel brought the hammer down in 1997?
What?
I don't know. Whatever year that came out.
Yeah, you're right. You're
this
right.
is my impression of Shaq. This is what
How
he
did I
sounds
miss
like.
that movie? So it is about the same character, right?
No, it is not. Is it? Is it? No, it's
I'm
not.
pretty
Yes, it's
sure
John
it's the
Henry.
same-
John Henry.
yeah,
Yeah, he's
yeah.
Steel. Yeah,
Steel.
he's a
His
different
character's
version.
Steel, yeah.
He's a different interpretation, I believe.
Right.
from
I
what I
like
know.
that. I like this character. I never heard of him before, so I found
Do
out
not-
about him this episode.
Do not watch that movie from 70 from
The Shaquille O'Neal.
yeah,
Don't watch it.
yeah,
I'm
don't
gonna
do
watch
that.
It. I'm
It's bad.
100% gonna know. I'm gonna watch it.
It's bad. It's
Shaquille
like really
O'Neal-
bad.
I have to watch it. Shaquille O'Neal's in it. You can.
My name's
Alright.
Hammer. I'm here to hit you with my big hammer.
Yeah, no, actually, there are some funny parts in it. I think it's on HBO Max, so I think
Oh yes, that's amazing.
it's on HBO Max. So, if you want to put yourself through that and then tell me how horrible it is in the DM, go for it.
A lot of people are complaining that this show is too dark. That I've
Oh,
seen
hell no.
on the internet. Do you feel that way, guys? Do you feel like it's too dark?
You can go
It's well,
first.
it's
PJ.
well lit. It's well lit.
I think it is. I think it's a nice balance of dark and light. I don't think it goes too far in either direction. But to bounce off of one of PJ's points, I do love the transition shots of like the farm and like the photography. It looks beautiful. For British Columbia, that looks amazing.
Yeah, I don't care if things are in like that super widescreen they do for TV now that tries to make it look cinematic. But in this case, it helps, I think, because it sets it apart from other CW shows for one thing. And some of the show, not all of it, but some of the show actually looks like if you put it together, if you put it together the proper reel from the whole season up to this point, you could almost sell this as a movie. Like if you didn't know any better.
Yeah,
you know?
I hear that.
Yeah.
I like that.
I think that the color palette of the show has a lot to do with the thing that really sets it apart from the other CW shows is that this series has HBO Max sort of behind it and sort of giving it a little bit more extra money as far as the production is concerned. So I might be totally wrong on that, but that's what I tend to believe.
I was worried after the break I wouldn't like it as much, but I really like the show. It's very compelling.
The only thing it suffers in.
Oh, go ahead.
Well, I was going to say the only thing it kind of suffers in is some of the visual effects shots, but that's understandable considering there's a tight time limit. But
yeah,
for the most part, it's good.
Yeah, I mean, for me, this thing looks like a big budget movie because I'm used to like Lois and Clark, The New Adventures of Superman. I'm used to Smallville, and if you watch that show back in the day, I mean, the special effects were good, but they were nowhere near the special effects in this show.
There's one visual effects shot in Lois and Clark, The New Adventures of Superman. It's in the pilot episode where Clark, I don't know, gives a homeless man some money or something, and then he just flies straight upward, and it's this beautiful, seamless shot, and it's one of the best things I've ever seen on television at the time. I was like, how did they do that?
Really?
It's a wire shot of Dean Cain being pulled up, and it transitions to like a CG body that keeps going and going, right? I'm like, what a seamless thing that was. They did some of that in Sequest. Had like actual CG people like underwater and stuff, but yeah, Lois and Clark. I mean, this new show. Not to say that some of the CW stuff, I've seen some really fucking impressive CG in Flash, like King Shark, Gorilla Grodd, pretty damn good for TV, I must say. Like for the amount of episodes they do, but this, I think they can focus. They can put the budget in the visuals more because it is, I think, a few episodes less than like 14. Don't they do like 20 something episodes in CW shows?
Yeah, well, CW is, I mean, Mark Pedowitz in CW. Mark Pedowitz is the president of CW. He's notorious for not wanting to go away from the traditional TV model, and that is like 23 episodes per year. But this season of Superman and Lois is only 15 episodes. So
Okay, I thought I didn't even look it up, but I would just assume like because of the look of the show, it would be like 10 to 12.
no, it's
I thought,
actually 15.
well, if they have got a good budget then if they can keep up that consistency for 15 episodes.
I wish
Unless it
someone would
wanes
make
at some point, but
a 26 episode season again. I'm like ready
no,
for it.
I'd
No,
shorter
please, no.
seasons mean
No.
tighter stories and
No, no.
better attention
I'm
to
with-
detail.
I
I'm
want
with-
the longer seasons.
I'm
back.
with PJ 100% on this one. Shorter storytelling allows the writers to tighten up everything. So I'm with you
But
on.
tightening up is not necessarily a good thing.
Oh,
Listen,
come on!
you can tell an effective story in a short film in 15 to 20 minutes.
Yeah,
That has a beginning, middle, and end. And if you want to tell, like, I love shows that a lot of shows do this, where every season is a new story, and sometimes they make the mistake of dragging a mystery out until the end, like they did with Picard and Discovery every season, and they do it with this show now called Mayor of Easttown, but it gets to a point where halfway through you start getting like satisfactory revelations, and that's how you do it. But some shows just wait too long to reveal anything. Like, they just want to keep everything from you for the longest time, so that by the end it's some like magical fucking revelation. But Lois and Clark, I mean, this new Superman show,
Superman and Lois.
I had no idea where the show was going. Like, I would never guess it would be at this point now, so many episodes in, because I just thought it was going to be a family drama, and then you get all this stuff with the town and Lana Lang and her husband, which are like a great little side story. I love those actors and love those characters. And yeah, it's all good, man. It's all good.
Daniel wants to know, could you imagine if Superman would get unhinged and let loose? Just go all out berserk. Didn't he do that in the Justice League?
Yes, it's when he was tricked into killing Lois.
Yeah. Well, no, but I mean, that was a post. That was like a post-credit scene, right at the end, where we don't actually see him do it, but we see him floating over the dead corpse of Lois Lane. So, and we're led to believe that Joker was the one that made him do it, basically. Yeah,
And then he impales Joker through the chest. There's an image of that. We showed that one time in Starfleet Boy After Dark.
Oh, by the way, did you guys know that Warner Brothers and Bruce Timm are actually going to do an animated DC movie based on The Long Halloween?
Yeah, 2-part. Yep.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to that.
Also, Batman the Animated Series is coming back.
That's right.
But it's not going to be the same thing. It's going to be an updated version, but still.
And you know who's behind it, right?
Bruce Timm.
Yeah, and here we go. Here's where the whole chat just goes crazy. JJ and Matt Reeves are also gonna work on it. So
Wow. No, I'm joking.
Boo.
Listen,
Okay, that's fine. That's fine.
J.J. Abrams is a smart, competent producer, and I hope he continues that path. Directing, I don't know about that. But
no, well,
as a guy who sees something he wants to fund and throw money at it, sure.
Yeah. I for my personal taste, I mean, I'm biased because number one, with JJ and Matt, I go way back. I go back to the Felicity days. So, and he is my favorite writer director working today. I do understand that people have other opinions about him, and I get it and I respect it. But anything that has his name on it, I'm willing at least to give it a shot. So
he gained a little bit of respect for me recently because for his admission that you need a plan when going into a big multi-billion-dollar trilogy of movies.
Yeah,
and it's like, wow, what is like such common sense things that he's saying, but it's just refreshing to hear him just say, yeah, there was no plan, and you need a plan, and plans work. You need to have things planned out. That's basically all he said. And it's like, yes, JJ. He basically admitted to it didn't turn out well
Yeah, it didn't turn out well.
because
No,
there was
and
no fucking plan.
of course not. No, but when it comes to the last Star Wars movie, I don't blame him for that. I blame Kathleen Kennedy and the higher ups at Lucasfilm for not having a, as you put it, PJ, a
You
plan
blame-
from the very beginning.
You blame. You're like actually angry at them for
Like
making
I've heard
a bad Star
stuff
Wars.
Me?
about like
Who?
Yeah.
Me or PJ?
No,
Remember when Colin
said you
Trevorrow
blamed
was-
them. Sorry.
Yes.
remember when oh sorry.
Okay. I blame them. I'm actually angry at
Oh,
them
jeez. Okay.
for this.
What about Bob Chapek?
Okay. Oh, don't even get me started
Don't
on
get me
that
started on
fool.
John. You know there's a
Go ahead,
whole
PJ.
restructuring at Disney now, right? That
Oh my God! Don't even get me started on that fool. Go ahead, PJ.
I'm just saying it's all going downhill at Disney, man. I don't know. I have no idea.
Wow.
PJ, save us because I'm angry right now.
I don't blame one person, unfortunately, because nowadays films I think are the most collaborative they've ever been in history. Like I think directors are still very much at the center seat, so you have to kind of blame the director if anyone.
Right. No, but I think that look. I'm gonna have to sort of take a step back on what I just said. Listen, Kathleen Kennedy is one of the best producers in history. I mean,
Yeah.
come on.
One of the most successful, yes, yeah.
Yeah, but when it came to George choosing her to basically run his company when he sold it to Bob Iger, I think that she just hasn't had the best of luck choosing the right people for these projects. I think
Yeah.
I think that she's had too much turnover.
Well, there was always a thing where, for the longest time, where directors were hired for projects and they didn't work out. How many directors were there for Solo before? I forget the guys who actually started filming it, and there's a whole Solo movie that they can put together almost that's like a comedy improv movie, because apparently they did a lot of that, and she didn't like that, and they want to. So there were other directors too.
Miles and Miller, sorry,
Miles and Miller, yeah.
Yeah.
And
No, I'm sorry. Go
it's
ahead,
like-
PJ.
but it's like when you hire your creatives, and then like months into a shoot, you have to fire them because of creative differences. Like I don't understand how you get to that point. Like are the people you hire just not listening to you, or are the producers too overbearing, or is like one of these things where like sometimes directors are like, well, we're too big for our britches, so we're just gonna act like it. We've got the job, and we're not gonna get fired. We're 2 months into shooting. It's like hubris, and Kathleen Kennedy's like, you fucking guys aren't listening to me. You're doing all this improv stuff with the cast, and you don't have you want to shoot a bunch of stuff and then cut it in the editing room floor. And this is what I've heard over time when I followed all this stuff. You can probably look it up and confirm it or whatever. But I don't know if you've heard the same thing about her. She's not had the best relationship, basically, was what I'm trying to say with directors.
Yeah.
She doesn't understand creatives as much as people would like her to.
Right. I think
Hey
that
guys, do I look like a snack?
no, you don't.
Thanks.
Who said that? You do not look.
Scooby snack.
You look pretty and you look young, but you don't look like a snack.
Pretty and young, thank you.
You look so pretty.
Yeah. You do not look like Pajak from the Cerritos. So, by the way, do you think that we're ever going to meet that guy? I would like to meet that guy. Pajak. I would like to
I
meet
want
that
to
guy.
meet that guy.
I would like to talk to the guy who plays the Mandalorian. One of the guys. Oh yeah, we already did.
You did.
Oh.
You did last week. That was cool.
Speaking of that wonderful gentleman, I mentioned that to my grandfather, who is a big fan of the Mandalorian, and he got like mad jealous. I'm like, dude, what's there to worry about? Watch the video, you'll get to see him too. So he got like really pissed at me.
That was a very nice thing. Shout out to Son of Dennis for bringing that upon us. That was really cool. And shout out to
I told my friend really excitedly,
Brendan
was like,
Wayne.
man, last Friday, blah blah blah, and he's like, I don't like you. Get away from me. And I said, thanks. And he said,
Yeah.
by the way, we're not friends. And I said, oh, I'm sorry.
No,
I'm afraid I was mistaken, sir.
no, I told my co-hosts that I do one of my podcasts with about the whole situation, and he was like, great. I'm gonna. He actually said I'm gonna actually watch Starfleet Boy After Dark just to actually see your conversation with them. So
That's cool. I hope they
Yeah.
comment. Speaking of which, just a friendly reminder, everyone please like, share, subscribe if you're not already.
yes,
Oh my gosh.
and
Actually,
Let's try to
I
get
hate-
Tracy Coco on here.
Who?
Tracy Coco.
Who is it? Who's that?
Lieutenant J from
Lieutenant-
Star Trek The Next Generation.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
wait, I have to look her up now. Tracy Coco.
Look her up. Who the hell is that?
Just Lieutenant J, TNG.
Okay. Oh,
She's
he's not
very
a girl.
friendly. She friended back in the day when I had Facebook. She friended me, and I have no idea
Really?
why.
That's
Oh,
awesome.
that's awesome.
And then
Oh yeah, she's cool.
I started watching Baywatch. They started airing Baywatch in HD, and I started seeing her in it. So I would take a picture of the screen and put it on. I'm like, oh, I saw you in Baywatch again, and she'd get all these likes on it and stuff. And I was like, oh,
Cool.
I'm conversing with an extra from TNG.
PJ, 100% get her on
I'm so
Starfleet Boy After
Do you know what I'm talking
Dark. Bring her on. Yeah, I totally do.
I can't bring her on.
I might be able to bring on.
She's sometimes on with Sarah Lofton and
I'll have to ask and see if I can.
what is
do
it, the Sixth Rule or whatever. What's that?
Yeah.
What's that YouTube channel with Sarah Lofton? They review episodes of DS9 and stuff. You don't know what I'm talking about. Come on.
No, I don't. I have no idea.
They're doing the Voyager. They had the Voyager people on their show and stuff. And
Oh,
you know
is
what I'm
that?
talking? The
is that,
seventh rule, the sixth rule. Fuck.
I don't know.
Oh, are you talking about-
Sarah Lofton. He reviews DS9 episodes. The dude who plays Jake
Why was I not understanding? how
fucking
you were saying his name?
reviews all Star Trek. Oh, it's weird how you didn't
Oh,
know that.
I know that he
That's
I know that he I know that he had a podcast with oh my god, why am I forgetting all these people's names?
We're showing
God,
how
dang it, help
old
me.
we are. This is terrible. It's
He-
Ryan Husk.
Yeah,
Ryan
and
Husk,
Sirach
yes.
Lofton.
oh god.
And it's called the Seventh Rule. And
Seventh
PJ said
Rule.
it the whole time, but we were just weird and blanking because I guess maybe alcohol. I don't know. That
I'm
was weird.
fucking old.
So, what do you guys think of this MGM Amazon merger?
I really like it because I'm a humongous Bond fan. I like grew up watching James Bond, and I think that this NGM merger with Amazon gives the Bond franchise a wonderful opportunity to go into new areas that it's never gone into before. Like one thing that that I want to see in the future is I want to see a Bond TV series based on another 000 agent. I think-
People have always talked about that before,
Yeah.
and personally, I think there may be room for a spin-off on TV,
Okay,
possibly.
cool.
But
That'll be
with the main Bond character,
Mhm.
they will totally keep that like a prestige. Like it's almost getting to a point now where like films that refuse to go to digital same day as theater are like kind of like gems or like little prestige kind of movies. Like Bond will never. People have always been saying for the past 2 years now since this movie was fucking made, No Time to Die, that it's gonna go to streaming. Somebody's gonna buy it. Netflix offered to buy it.
Yeah.
Amazon offered to buy it, and now Amazon owns it. They will
Owns
not
it.
put it on streaming. It will still be in theaters. But here's the thing: Amazon now has it's going to be like a year or so before the deal's finalized, but they will have access to the Robocop franchise, Stargate. They're going to reinvigorate that show.
Yeah.
And I asked a friend today. I said, Stargate may be coming back in the next couple of years. What would you rather, a complete reboot or a continuation somehow of the continuity already established? And he was like, oh, fuck yeah. Continue, because he's watched every show. And I'm like, I have never seen every show. I watched the movie, though.
I want if when MGM I'm sorry, when Amazon decides to bring back Stargate, I would like a reboot with some connective tissue to the past, but not like heavy. If you can
Yeah.
understand my meaning.
Can I interrupt? For a
Um,
I
second?
don't know how far they went with that concept in the actual continuity of the 3 shows that existed.
Yeah.
So I have no way of judging, but I wouldn't mind either. I wouldn't mind seeing like a new modern version of it, whether continued or rebooted.
Right.
Also, they own the Robocop franchise, which, by the way, there was a Canadian TV show, Robocop, that sucked. And then they made like 2 or 3 TV movies in Canada about Robocop, which really sucked.
Yeah. When it comes to RoboCop, I like the first two. For some reason, when I was a kid, like the second movie scared the shit out of me. With
Same here. Yeah, it was
Yeah,
dark. It was
yeah.
too dark for children. There was some stuff in that movie, like the part where they cut open the guy's chest very slowly with the scalpel.
yeah. Oh God.
Fucked me up when I was a kid when I first saw it. I was like, oh, they're going here. And even some of the gore in RoboCop 1 didn't compare to like just the dark nature of like the kid, the murderer kid drug lord.
Yeah, the drug lord guy.
Which a lot, you look at the Siskel and Ebert fucking review on that movie, man, they like tore it apart for just like how smutty it was. And it is a very Paul Verhoeven is one of the best directors that ever lived. And
By the way,
sometimes he can get it wrong, and he got it wrong with RoboCop 2, even though now it's like this movie that I loved as a kid. At one point I got my critic hat on. I was like, this is smut. And then now I'm like, I kind of like it, but I still don't really like watching it all that much.
Saying RoboCop is smut?
no, RoboCop 2 is smart.
RoboCop 2?
But it's fun. It's fun smut. It's a movie that's not good at all in many ways. However, RoboCop 1, if you go back and watch that original movie,
Your microphone is not low.
Are you sure my microphone's not low? Because
No, it's fine. It's the way
the audience was also saying my microphone.
it's the way that
it is
you're
low
talking.
now. It's definitely low.
Okay.
It's low.
All right.
All right.
It's
well,
low.
I have to
All right.
figure
Try
that out.
automatically adjust mic volume.
I thought I had that on. Hold on. Here we go.
So I will shut up then. Because
Oh, I was gonna say, but if you look at the original RoboCop, that is an action fucking masterpiece. That is like in the top 10, or at least maybe the top 5 action films ever fucking made.
No, I mean the first one, the first RoboCop is amazing. I mean,
It has meaning. It has heart. It has
yeah.
it actually explores Murphy's humanity and whatnot. You fucking, what
it
are you doing?
is it
That's
better
not gonna
now?
fix your mic. Changing the, you're like maybe the camera.
Is it be- is it
The
better
cameras
now?
will
Is it
change.
louder?
You're really no, you're really low.
Oh,
You're really low.
shit,
Yeah.
dude.
That's
I don't
right.
know how to fix it.
You're like a whisper.
Hold on.
We
Oh,
can
here we
barely
go.
hear you. Jack.
How about now? How does it
back,
sound?
Jack.
Is it good? Now? Hello?
No, it's I don't know.
Still,
I don't know what's
Louder?
going on.
I mean, to me, it sounds fine, but I'm the outlier in this conversation because everybody,
Well, anyways, I
And
was
their
enjoying
mother-
your conversation, anyways. Even though it was weird what you said about
Yeah.
RoboCop 2, but go on.
MGM also owns the rights to the greatest comedy ever made,
what is that?
and it's nobody else's greatest comedy.
What
it's
is
just
it?
my greatest comedy.
What is
ever
it?
made. Dirty Work
Oh, I've never seen that movie.
with Norm Macdonald and Artie Lang. I don't know
never-
what I can't. There's no scientific formula to explain why the fuck I can sit down and watch that movie to this day, and have like the best fucking time.
Interesting.
I don't know what it is. Norm Macdonald is, always funny, but like he's not like ha 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 funny.
Mhm.
But him and Artie Lang in this movie, man.
Okay.
Oh my god, it's so good.
Starfleet Boy, make it show. Okay. If I could just go circle back to RoboCop and Paul Verhoeven for a minute. You do know that he's actually coming out with a new movie.
Really?
Yeah, he's gonna do a movie
These movies are
about.
controversial, aren't they? Like, there's a few of them that I saw as a kid that I should not have seen.
Yeah. No, but Paul Verhoeven, all of his movies, I think the thing that I love about most of his movies is that his movies have like interesting, dark subject matter and satirical subject matter, specifically with Starship Troopers.
I was just gonna say, yep.
Yeah. No, but his new movie is about Catholic nuns in the Catholic nuns, I think in the 40s.
Lesbian
and,
nuns, yes.
Yeah, lesbian nuns. Yeah, I don't know the name of the movie, so you guys are gonna have to forgive us. But
It's called Wow Wow Chicka Wow.
Bound Chicka Wow Wow. So I am looking forward to that, and I'm gonna admit something on the show right now. I kind of enjoy Showgirls as a guilty pleasure. Although
Showgirls is a goddamn fucking like it's a masterpiece.
I don't like that in my.
Oh wait,
It's the
I
best
think
movie ever
I'm
made.
see, I'm gonna see. Well, yeah.
No, actually,
yeah,
Starship Troopers is one of the best science fiction films ever made, in my opinion. It's like it's a
It was too
Robocop.
smart.
It was too smart for its time. Like people didn't even understand
People don't
what
get the satire. Yeah.
I know, it's fucking awesome.
You
Because
know
they
what
were trying to concentrate on the technical aspects. Like, why don't you just like Roger Ebert had a complaint about the movie. Like, it doesn't make any sense how they just don't drop big bombs on the planets where the bugs are and it be over with. And it's like that's not the point. The point is that like they're just cattle, and it's like.
Do you know some of the reviews I saw? There were people saying like, "Oh, this is like a bad WB show, like Dawson's Creek with like a bunch of shitty teenagers," but they're also like fascistic Nazis blowing people. And I'm like, that was the whole fucking point of the movie, but like it went over people's heads.
The way they do the web videos throughout the movie, kind of like the commercials in Robocop.
Yeah,
That's
and
total...
Robocop was another one that people didn't get the satire in it either.
Oh my god!
Like he makes movies assuming audiences will be able to read into it a little bit more than 90% of the people who watch it ever will. And I sound like a condescending prick. I'm not saying these are like genius level masterpiece movies, but I'm saying like they actually are very smart satire.
No, I think
What
that
about
I
About what?
Showgirls?
How about
That was him
Showgirls?
too, right? Paul Verhoeven?
Yeah.
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 I just wanted to see the boobies.
That was a revolutionary film. I actually think that was a revolutionary film for its time.
Huh?
Yeah, Showgirls. It was like the first like crazy women empowerment, like burn down the establishment type of movie. And it was, I don't know, did I read it wrong? I don't know, maybe I saw something.
It's a very iconic in the gay community. It's a cult film.
Yes, it is.
It is a cult film.
It is true.
I didn't think
at the time it was lambasted. No, it's got that like cattiness that can't explain it, but I'm not saying you, Starfleet Boy, but other gay people have talked to me about this movie and why they fucking love it, and I'm like, oh, that's a thing, and like, yes, it's a thing. Not everybody. I'm not saying like every gay man loves that movie. I'm just saying it's like it has a gay appeal.
I had no idea.
Does Neil Gaiman love that movie?
I think it's a masterpiece, baby.
Also, the other thing that's amazing about that movie, what's the name of the actor from Saved by the Bell? Who's in it?
The dude who played Zach?
No, the girl.
No, the girl.
Oh.
The one who plays Naomi. What's her?
Starfleet Boy, have you seen a movie called Spetters, directed by Paul Verhoeven?
Not Spetters. No, I've never. I don't think I've.
Oh, that's a movie I saw when I was a kid on Showcase, where they showed like any movie that had like any kind of graphic sex or violence in it, they would show on the Canadian channel back in the day. And this was one of them, and it was a scene that like traumatized me, and I didn't understand what was going on. And it involves a man getting gang raped in the subway, and it's very fucking graphic, and I'm like, I couldn't believe like they could do that in movies, like be that fucking. And then I found out later, this is the fucking RoboCop dude, and he directed a lot of controversial films. Like it's like everybody. This new one about the lesbian nuns. It's called Benedetta.
Yes, Benedetta.
But it was Elizabeth Berkley who I was thinking of from Saved by the Bell.
But I'm really excited to see that film, and not for the lesbian nuns, but that's a plus. But
another controversial film that kind of shocked me when I watched it was Hollow Man. There's some fucking dark stuff in that movie, man. When he throws the dog against the side of the cage, and like you see the fucking dog come apart.
And also when he tries to rape that young woman.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, it's off. It's some pretty powerful stuff there, man.
Basic Instinct, the most famous fucking coochie shot in any fucking big Hollywood film. Flesh and
Yeah.
Blood. Flesh and Blood was another fucking fucked
Another
up
one.
kind of movie.
Yeah.
But
Good
it's
stuff.
like it's more of a fantasy.
No, I think that when it comes to movies like that, you just have to just take them. I mean, you can enjoy them. You could look deeper into them. But for me, when it comes to the movies like that, I just try to enjoy them. And if they have a deeper meaning, I most of the time, like those deeper meanings go over my head. But sometimes I can, like I can tune my brain into watching an awesome movie and understand the
Yeah.
deeper meanings, like I do with Paul Verhoeven's films.
Ellie's the one I haven't seen, but I heard that was like
Ellie?
some things are hard to watch, and that like involves some dark subject matter. But I mean, he's getting really old now, but like Paul Verhoeven is one of the greats, I think.
Yeah, he's kind of really good.
Uh,
No, but I'm sorry. Go ahead.
no, I was done.
No, but I think that one of the most fascinating things about Paul Verhoeven is that he's very into like philosophy and examining religion and things like that. I mean, he wrote a
Yes.
book. Yeah, he wrote a book or a novel on God. So he was like, wow, he's really going for it. So I just find that interesting.
He, when I was a kid, I didn't really. The first director I wrote. The only time I ever became aware of directing was when people talked about Steven Spielberg so much back in the day, and it's like, what is he? And he's like, oh, he made E.T. and he made this, and I'm like, oh, he's the guy who makes it. You don't see him, right? So he's the first director I ever saw, and like Stanley Kubrick, Paul Verhoeven, Ridley Scott were all of the directors that I knew of as a kid. Like, it's crazy how like I can't think of any. I'm blanking on like other directors. Like Kevin Smith. I fucking love Kevin Smith.
Yeah,
Even though people are like, yeah, he makes a lot of shit. I'm like, yes, but some of it's gold. Some of it's gold.
Kevin Smith is a wonderful director. Is a wonderful director. When I was in college and I was in screenplay class, that's the first time that I ever saw Chasing Amy, and I'm like, that movie. The first time I saw it was like being shot out of a cannon. I love that film. It was just amazing. And but with that being said, my favorite film of his is, I'm probably gonna get crucified for this, but my favorite film of his is a tie. I like Jersey Girl, and Tusk is really good as well.
Wow, people often don't pick either one of those
Yeah,
as their
but
favorites. But
the thing,
Tusk was interesting. It was a weird fucking movie. It was creepy as hell, man. That was the dude who played the old man. He was great.
yeah, that was Justin Long, right?
No,
Yeah,
the old man from
Okay.
the Quentin Tarantino movies.
Oh, okay.
The old man who puts him in Justin Long in the Tusk suit.
In the Tusk suit. Okay, I don't know who that is. But the reason why I love Tusk so much is because I had never seen Kevin tackle like a really, really serious subject matter like Tusk. So it was a pleasant surprise that to see somebody who I admired so much go to a different level in his directing and in his writing. So that's
Have you
why.
seen Red State?
No, I haven't seen Red State. So
Red State is the one Kevin Smith movie you could never guess was directed. You like if somebody asked you like, look at this movie. We won't tell you who directed it. Just guess. I would think like maybe Eli Roth or just fucking James Wan or anybody.
Mhm.
But I would never guess. Red
Kevin
State is
Smith.
like a visceral, fucking in-your-face, adrenaline-fueled horror movie that deals with religion, extreme religion.
Oh, I'm gonna enjoy that.
And John Goodman is in it at one point. But it has a fucking great ending. It's a really underrated, underappreciated horror film. And I think it is getting there in like cult status because nobody talks about Red State, and Kevin Smith is very proud of it. If I ever met Kevin Smith, I'd be like, Red State is one of the best horror movies I've seen in a while. Like, but I can't remember how long ago it came out. But I love Clerks 2. First Kevin Smith movie I ever saw was Clerks on that same channel, Showcase, where I see all the mature rated movies that they used to play. And in retrospect, they used to play a lot of like prestige, like critically acclaimed movies that I found out later, like a lot of Daniel Day-Lewis stuff, like The Unbearable Likeness of Being and all this stuff that had like first time I ever saw full bush in a movie. I'm like, what the fuck? But at the same time, I'm watching these mature movies with the sex and the nudity and whatnot and the violence, but I'm learning like about filmmaking. You know what I mean? Like I'm learning. There's more of an attention to detail in terms of characters than what I'm used to as a kid watching all this fluff.
Right. No, I think I had a very similar experience to you. I used to I really didn't get to watch like the only Paul Verhoeven movie that I saw when I was a kid was Robocop 2 and Starship Troopers. But when I got older, I really started getting interested in like movies that had something to say. So I would sit in my room for hours and watch the TCM channel, Turner Classic Movies.
Yeah.
And I would watch, like a Fish Called Wanda, Mr. Smith Goes to Washington. Like the first time I saw Citizen Kane was on that channel.
That's first time just like Showcase, all those movies. It's like all very like the golden group of just pure cinema.
Yeah.
Citizen Kane. First time I saw that was on Showcase, and I only watched it because AFI put out a list of top 100 movies of all time, like in '97 or something, and Citizen Kane was number 1. And also, I saw parts of Citizen Kane in like a show called Movie Magic about like the makeup and stuff.
Cool.
And I was like, I gotta watch this movie just to figure it out, and it's a good movie.
Yeah,
it's overrated.
Yeah,
and Orson Welles will tell you that too. And like he actually said that in interviews.
Oh, really?
He said the rosebud is a tawdry device.
Yeah.
It's really quite meaningless in the end.
No, I think that the first time I saw the movie, I was like, because I was so excited to get an answer to who killed Charles Kane, but when I got to the end of the movie, I was like, what the fuck? I'm like, what does Rosebud mean and who killed him? And I'm like, it took me like 6 more viewings to understand that Citizen Kane is a movie about the storyline of this guy's life.
Loss of innocence, loss of childhood. He didn't have a chance to grow up. He was adopted by this rich dude, and it was all business from there. And the last moment where he was truly happy as a child was when he was playing with that sleigh.
And the Rosebud. Snow, yeah.
And when you see it burn in the fire at the end, you're supposed to be like, oh, that, and there's a whole meaning behind it. And basically, the moral of the story is money doesn't buy you happiness. No, and that's not even the reason the movie is so loved. It's such an important piece of historical. Such a historical film because of the technical achievements, like the camera movements and the makeup, and the fact that you got Orson Welles as a young man in his early 20s playing from his 20s to his fucking 80s, and doing it convincingly. Like, it's crazy, and jumping around in time. No other movie did that. Like you have to piece it together in your head at the end as a chronological puzzle, because it jumps around fucking everywhere. But you can understand it though. It's coherent.
Yeah, it was a truly thinking man's movie for the time when, they didn't have really thinking man movies, like you said.
Yeah.
The other thing that I just enjoy Citizen Kane for some reason. I enjoy the filmmaking, the storytelling, and all that stuff. But it really took me a long time to figure out how to appreciate that movie. And I think the main reason for that was because I was like the last one to see it in my group of film friends. I was like the last one to see it. And my friends built it up so much that I think that I was going into the film with unrealistic expectations. So,
Yeah.
but but that can happen with any movie or anything. So,
It was a revolutionary film. Like it employs so many aspects of cinematography, lighting. Like it's artistically, it's one of the best looking black and white films ever made. Just throughout. I mean, there's a scene where it's a rainy night. The camera's going in through the top of a club, and it actually like goes through the window, and you're like, "How the fuck did I? Didn't I still don't know how they did that."
uh,
Like, there's things in that movie where I'm like,
Everything was done practically.
yeah, it was all done like in camera kind of thing. It's like, fuck.
Yeah.
Touch of Evil is also really great
Yeah.
with Charlton Heston and Orson Welles. Love.
I,
It's my favorite Orson Welles performance.
I don't know if my volume is fixed. Do you guys hear me?
Touch of Evil, yeah, the one where he's
Louder
playing
than
the crooked detective.
Okay, I've never seen that.
Oh my god, it's so fucking good. It actually features the longest dolly shot for its time, like the longest continuous shot.
Cool.
Saved by
And
the
it's-
Bell reimagined by Paul.
And you're
Verhoeven.
following a bomb as it goes to one place to another. I'm sorry, I can't hear you, Starfleet Boy. Say again.
Oh my gosh. Saved by the Bell reimagined by Paul Verhoeven.
Oh my god, that would be a nightmare. It would be an interesting nightmare, but it'd be a nightmare.
I'm so excited, and I just can't hide it. You know that reference, don't you?
Yes, I do.
Come on, you get that Saved by the Bell reference. I'm so excited. Taking the
pills.
caffeine pills.
Have
Yeah.
you ever taken a caffeine pill?
I just drink coffee.
Yeah,
I drank a cup of coffee tonight, and I'm wired a little bit.
caffeine pills are no joke. I took one caffeine pill in my life. Like, I took it right before I went to go see my first ever midnight movie, and I was up like the entire night. I couldn't go to sleep. I thought I was gonna have a stroke. I was so wired. It wasn't funny.
You weren't so excited.
I mean, the movie was fun, but the after effects of the caffeine pill was.
Jesse was like.
You should
that
hear
was a
my
really
gr-
powerful episode. I remember.
Do you remember my Grinch shroom story? I've told.
I've
that
never,
one.
I never heard that. Tell it
Vaguely.
if you want.
I have two. Well, I've done them twice in my entire life. The
Okay.
first time, I was, how old was I? I was 16. No, I was 17.
Wait, we're
16 or
talking about shrooms now, right?
16 or 17, and I chewed them with my cousin Brad and the stairwell of our apartment for like 20 minutes. He's like, you gotta chew them long time to get like the full effect. I was like, I'm gonna get fucked up, aren't I? He's like, yes. So we go to the movie theater, and there's a lot of fucking like sketchy activity going on there. It's like really fucking weird stuff, and my cousin's a little gangster and all this stuff, and I start tripping out. And I go to him like, man, I don't feel good. And he's like, no, you're good. You just walk around and stuff. So I went and used the washroom. And I kind of got sick in there. And then I was cool, but I was still fucked up. And I convinced my cousin and my two cousins. Well, one was my cousin, one was my cousin's cousin. But anyway, go and see the Grinch, right? And I'm fucked up, but I'm not there yet, and I don't know it. I think I'm there and gone. I think I'm coming down, but I'm not. So I go in and watch The Grinch, and like I'm moved to tears, and I'm like, this is the best movie ever. And oh my god, Jim Carrey's face when he makes expressions and stuff like fucking tripped me the fuck out. Like, it was one of the best times I've ever had in the movies, just to be totally honest. And the little girl starts singing, "Where Are You, Christmas?" I'm like, this movie's gonna win Best Picture at the Academy Awards. And I'm fucking tripping like a motherfucker. And the movie's not that good. I mean, it's fun, but you know what I mean. But at the time, I was like, oh my god, what an experience! And I didn't know it was the best movie ever made just because I forgot. You know what I mean? I forgot the high. It was just like, I can't believe how good this movie is. My cousins were like laughing their asses off at me, and I was thinking the whole time, like, man, they really love this movie too. Like, they're laughing at what a fucking fool I am, right? But and then
Go ahead.
the second time I was on shrooms, I wandered around the city of Mississauga alone, and I got to the bus station, and then I thought I was a superhero with super hearing. because there was all these conversations going on around me, and I would like go and zoom in on a specific conversation, and like I was under the illusion that I was hearing like a private conversation right across the room amongst many voices, and I go and like zoom in like other people, and I'm like, oh my god, I've got super hearing. And then I went home and I slept.
For how long?
And then I never did it again.
Okay.
Because
I had
once
much
you start
better-
thinking you got superpowers, I'm gonna be jumping
That's
off
not
buildings
good.
and shit. And I'm like, fuck that.
Not good.
I had a much better mushroom experience in Amsterdam than you did with the Grinch, but it sounded like
Oh
it was-
no, that was one of the best moments of my life, dude.
Oh,
What are you
okay,
talking
okay.
about?
Apparently, it's been discovered that if you microdose psilocybin, that it can have really beneficial effects on your overall well-being.
Really?
That's cool.
Mhm.
No, but I keep thinking about asking my doctor for medical marijuana for my dystonia. So I want to see if if that actually works to calm my muscles down a little bit better. But then again,
Certain strands will.
yeah. But then again, my grandfather is so anti anything drugs that if I was going to ask for that, I probably would have to ask for it in my doctor's confidence or something. So
It's not legal in where you in your state.
no, no, it's no. I mean, it's legal. I can get it like with a doctor's.
Oh, okay. No, I mean like
Yeah.
legal. Like in Canada, it's you can go and buy edibles at a store or buy
Right.
joints or
Mhm.
half quarters and whatnot.
Yeah.
I don't. Is it legal in Miami?
Is it
Starfleet Boy?
Starfleet Boy?
No, I have to use alcohol as my medicinal, recreational.
I'm under the impression that like a lot of states are gradually just fucking like being cool with it. Like I don't know the exact number of states.
If I'm
but
not mistaken,
California's cool, right?
I'm not like a legal expert, but most states have decriminalized it, which is not making it illegal. It just means that you can possess a certain amount, and you'll get a fine instead of
And not go to jail?
sentence. Yeah.
Mm.
That's one of
but-
the worst things about the drug wars is that so many people went to jail for such bullshit, and for long periods of fucking time.
No, but if you think about drug, the war on drugs. I mean, I don't mean to get political on Starfleet Boy After Dark, but just this one time.
No, go ahead, get political.
Ronald
The-
Reagan's in the house. Nice.
Yeah. the war on drugs is such a useless battle because one day you can put in jail like this massive drug kingpin, and the next day somebody just like him will pop up. They're like drug dealers are like weed. Drug dealers are like weeds. They just keep growing and growing and growing. So that's all I'm gonna say. That's all. That's as political as I'm gonna get on this program this evening. But
Well, my wife says just say no.
yeah,
She says it a lot. In fact, she says it too much.
I think that
Well,
it's a
go ahead.
complicated thing. Do I sound any louder now? You guys hear me fine. It's the audience.
yeah, I
that's
do.
My text message audience can't hear me very well, and
I think-
Blue was complaining as well.
Yeah, I think the audience should just turn up their mics
Well, perhaps they should just say
There's-
no to the drugs.
or their
Just like
speakers.
I don't know why it's just suddenly low. I mean, it should just adjust automatically.
I'm
like
gonna
it
actually
always
restart
does.
my computer. I trust
So-
you guys. You guys are doing such a great job. So make it show. I'll be back.
Okay. Yeah. So no, but I mean to go back to the marijuana thing, I think I'm going to do a lot of things that I've wanted to do for like forever. After my grandfather either moves back to his country or he passes away. Knock on wood. I don't want him to pass away, but I think after he does so, I think I'm gonna explore things that I've wanted to explore for a while.
Well, I'm a pothead, so
Yeah, no,
I
it's
can't
it's cool.
I'm at a point now where I have to smoke it to be normal. It's
No,
like
but
you ever see Half Baked?
Yes, I have.
Like that whole thing when Dave Chappelle talks about they say marijuana isn't addictive, and then he's like irritable as fuck when he doesn't have it. That happens.
But do you think marijuana? Like when you started doing it, did you start doing it because everybody else did it, or did you start doing it because you like had pain or something?
I know. First time I did it was 1999 in the summer. Just smoked it with some people I was hanging out with, and they're like, "I want to try it." When I was like 12 and 13, I was around people who smoked it, and they were like, offered it, and I was like, no, because the smell was like, I don't even. But because I started smoking cigarettes when I was 13, I was like cool with smoking things then. So then I started smoking, and I was like, oh, and I remember the first time I got high and going to my aunt's house and just being paranoid that all the adults like fucking knew, and like anyway, and then I fucking went up to my cousin's room, passed out, and like slept for like 2 hours, and then when I woke up I was still like feeling weird. But the more I did it, the more I mean, you never stop getting high. It's not like if I didn't do it for an hour and then I smoked one, I would get high again. It's just I'm so used to the feeling, you know what I mean? Maybe I should cut down. But psychologically it helps because I'm a lonely person.
Okay. Well, no, I mean, the times that you've been on the show, you sound like a amazing, outgoing individual. I mean, you sound great. So for you to say I'm a lonely person, for me right now, just seeing you through the window of Starfleet Boy After Dark, that doesn't compute. But then again, I don't know you that well, so.
No, I find the only way I can find common ground is with people online. It's like people in real life don't share any interests at all. And I'm not saying I could be part of the fact that I live in a small city and it's like people don't do a lot. People are relative, and it's an aging population.
Really?
Like I'm like basically an elderly person where I live.
Wow.
And it's like I don't know, it's like for example, in my entire life, I've only known a few people in my actual life who have liked Star Trek. Everybody else is like, oh, I wouldn't touch that with a 10-foot pole. I wouldn't watch that. Oh my God, how can you watch that crap? And it's like, it's either the 3 or 4 people that were into it that I knew, or the rest who are like, oh, fuck that shit. But they don't mind. A lot of those people who say fuck Star Trek are like, I don't mind Star Wars though.
But
it's weird.
I have a very similar experience to you. A lot of people in my family hate fucking Star Trek. They despise it.
It brings out the worst in some people because I don't think they understand the kind of mental gymnastics one has to do when you're watching it. Like for one thing, my mother once, I think it was my sister's, like everybody, it just looks like they have like putty on their face and all the aliens speak English and like all these. I'm like, no, but see, there's universal translators, and like, what's that? Fuck this shit. And it's like they don't even want to hear it, and it's like you have to get into the show to understand it. And even as a kid, I had to get into TNG. TNG wasn't something that I instantly loved, but I was fascinated by just because of the costumes and the futuristic stuff and special effects and space stuff. And then when I got into TOS, it was like, oh, what's that? This is not like, because I was used to the older guys in the movies at that point. Then I went back to TOS. I'm like, this all looks like shit. Then I saw Journey. Then I saw Journey to Babel, and I was like, oh, okay. Wow. Sometimes they do alien stuff because it looked very cheap to me, even though it was one of the most expensive shows on TV at the time. But to me as a kid, already seeing TNG and the TOS movies, TOS, I had to like really get into it, and it got to a point where I watched it every day on Channel 10. Like when it came on, I was like, watched every episode, loved it. But it took a while. I didn't fall in love with it right away.
Do I still sound low?
Look
at that. Whoa,
Peter Parker's in the house.
Hello. Hi. Hello. No,
Hi.
it's not actually Peter Parker.
Yeah,
Whoa,
I know.
Is it any better now?
Yes, it's
No,
great.
it's
Yeah,
better.
it's a lot better. What'd you do?
This is the best. What the fuck?
What'd you do?
No, it keeps going out. I think this mic's broken. Hold on.
It's simply the
You gotta
best.
get a new mic.
You're simply the best.
Better than all the rest. I can't sing. Sorry, guys.
You should. It's fine. You can sing. All right, here. Let's try one more time here. You're simply the best. Better. Oh, that's my gain's like all the way up. It's never been that way. I've never had to do that. It's weird.
Let's all sing at the same time, different songs, and then be silent for 10
I
seconds.
heard
You're simply the best. There, I think I fixed it. Finally,
Yeah, it's good. I'll be back in 5 hours.
All right, I'll be
but,
back again. Sorry.
Yeah, but to move to your point, PJ, I do think that Star Trek is more psychological than Star Wars. Star Wars is more of a adventure show. It doesn't really delve too much into the psychological side of science fiction storytelling. So for me, I mean, I love them both, but for me, Star Trek has always been the thing that I gravitate towards most because it's been more psychological, and it's like submarines in space with all the spaceships and things. So I think I'm by myself. I think he left. I think PJ left me, or he's being silent for like 10 seconds. So yeah, so I think he left. So it's just
You're doing a great job. Just talk about go back to Superman and Lois. Sorry,
I think
I just have one more thing to do. I'll be right back.
I think PJ left me. So
no, he's just probably throwing out the trash.
Okay, but he didn't. Okay,
right. Yeah, it happens. It happens. Don't worry, you're fine. You're doing a great job.
Okay. Yeah, so I really enjoyed this episode.
I'll be right back.
Thank you. Yeah, so I really enjoyed this episode of Superman and Lois because it, like we said earlier, it went into a different direction that I wasn't as. Thank God. Thank you.
Did you get nervous? I'm so sorry.
No, it's cool. It's cool. No, but I
have to make it show again. Because now I have to go to the bathroom.
Dude, you're gonna owe me big after the show.
But we'll wait till PJ gets back. You guys went on a crazy tangent, which was cool. I was really enjoying that. I will say that I've had nothing but good experiences when I lived in Seattle, which is illegal. Washington is a legal state, and I lived in Seattle, and I used marijuana both recreationally and therapeutically, and it was great. It was so wonderful. I actually have told my parents to get ready. I hope it gets legal in Florida soon, because as soon as it is, I'm definitely gonna utilize its benefits. Whoa.
Did you find that it made you more malleable when you were on it made you more relaxed, basically?
The good thing about legal weed is that when you go to the store to buy it, there's so much information that they can give you. So I stuck to mostly strains that would give me focus, like coffee, when I drink coffee and stuff like that. So there was this one called Blue Dream that was my favorite because I could just take
if you want to do stuff, if you want to clean your fucking living room or something, smoke sativa.
Sativa, yeah, and then indica is for relaxing, right?
Relaxing, yeah.
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 Some what I'm smoking now is called Apocalypse Kush. It's good.
Really?
It's good for bedtime and muscles and.
Oh, nice name, Apocalypse Kush.
I actually don't like smoking because my lungs, I think, are sensitive. So I was big into edibles.
I wish I could just do edibles and that's it.
No, if I ever do get a chance to try some pot, it'll be edibles because I have enough issues already with my disability, so I don't want to start smoking and screw up my lungs.
And it's a different effect too.
Yeah. Edibles, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. Sometimes it can be overpowering. I went to watch. I went to see Star Trek. Beyond on edibles, and I cried the whole movie. It was
Oh
so
my God,
beautiful.
really?
Yeah, it was so beautiful to me when I was watching it in the Cinerama in Seattle.
You're like
It's
me
a,
with the Grinch on
with it
shrooms.
was like a laser. Yeah, it was like a laser projection film, and it was so
Wow.
pretty to look at that I just like start. I've never seen Star Trek look so like rich and like defined, and it was crazy.
The first time I ever ate a store bought pot brownie. I did it on the day I was going to see the Joker, and I bought tickets way in advance.
Oh my God.
And I,
What was that like?
the best seats. I always have the best seats. But anyway, it's a big thing. It was $25, and it's a big fucking motherfucker. And I carried it around with me. And basically, what I did was I got there. I ate some before I got on the bus. I got on the bus, wasn't feeling nothing. Ate some while I was on the bus, which you're not supposed to do, but whatever. Then I went to the food court, like it was like fucking, I don't know, 45 minutes before the movie or something. I start feeling it. I'm a little fucked up. Get a coffee, and I'm like eating more of the brownie with the coffee. Still have a lot of the brownie left, by the way. Like most of it's still there, but I'm still eating more. Like it's half gone by the time I get into the movie, right? And even during the previews, I'm still eating a bit of it. And finishing off my coffee, which you're not supposed to bring in there, but who cares? And man, boy, when it's like clockwork, the movie started, and I'm just like, I feel weird, like not a good feeling either. Just like I'm way too. This is the most, because the first time I really did that much in terms of edibles, I had like little gummies before, but this was like a brownie that was meant to be like divided amongst 8 people or something. Like it was a big thing that I ate half of. And I'm telling you, this movie fucking it fascinated me. It terrified me. I was like, the cinematography, Joaquin Phoenix. Like the part where he, the first time he kills in the subway and he goes into the bathroom.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And it's that like slow violin music, and he's kind
of swaying, dancing.
I remember watching that and like just being like fucking mesmerized. Like, oh my God, it's Arthur Fleck turning into the Joker. And like I was like adoring Joaquin Phoenix's performance. I'm like, he's gonna win Best Actor at the Academy. Like in my head, right? Not out loud. I thought it was I came out thinking this movie was one of the best things I ever fucking saw. And like it was a masterpiece. And it's pretty close. I saw it when I wasn't high.
Okay.
And I was like, it's still pretty fucking good. But even spoilers for Joker, even when it gets to that, I'm getting more fucked up as the movie goes along. That was the trip, because as Arthur Fleck is unraveling, I'm getting more and more high in a kind of way that I'm not used to. Almost like a fucking shroom trip, almost, or something. And all my belly is full of, all I'm digesting at this point is coffee and weed brownie.
Oh,
Very
wow.
strong stuff, right? This $25 motherfucker. And I still got half of it, right? Which I finished by the end of the night, and it was the most high I've ever been in a day, period. Anyway, and by the time it gets that scene where he stabs the big dude in the neck, and the short dude can't reach the thing,
yeah,
I started getting like shaky, and like I can't handle this movie
Oh
anymore.
my God.
And like I started getting like to a point where like I really want to watch the rest of this, but it's taking an emotional toll on me at this point.
Oh wow.
And when it gets to the fucking Robert De Niro scene in the talk show,
Mm-hmm.
and that whole speech he gives leading up to it, I'm like,
Oof.
this is the best Batman DC related thing I've ever seen. Like, this is what I was thinking at the time, like, masterpiece. And I came out of the movie still high, and I was talking to my mother's husband and my mother. I was like, oh my God, that movie, it was so good. And like, you're fucked up.
Oh, he knew that you were.
Oh yeah,
gone
I
at the
told him. I said I'm still eating the brownie at this point.
Okay.
It was a weird thing where I had like waves. Like the movie was a emotional roller coaster ride for me. And when I got out, I was like floating. You know what I mean? I was like, kind of like when you breathe too heavy or something, where you take too many deep breaths and you kind of like feels like your head is floating.
Yeah.
Got on the bus. I was fucking enjoyed the bus ride. Just thinking about the movie like all day. Still like just bits and pieces of that brownie slowly going away by the end of the night, and boy, did I have a good sleep.
Oh, that's
Holy
great.
shit. But I'll never do it again. It's a
No,
terrifying
good.
experience. Same thing with the shrooms. It's like, it's
Wow.
cool in a way to experience being out in public like that.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, you got to think, like, I could have just walked in front of a fucking car. I'm so fucking high. You know what I mean? Like, it's dangerous. in
Yeah,
a
you
way.
could have you could have hurt yourself or somebody else.
Being too high for your own good is never good.
No,
Even though it can be fun and it can be fun to look back on, it's like, ugh.
no, not very good. So, what would you recommend for somebody like me who's never experienced having pot? How, like, would you recommend like gummies for me?
Yes. And
Okay.
you should try them after you eat something. So
Okay.
it's as diluted as possible. You have to experiment with edibles. I figured out. I used to have
Okay.
these things, caramels. They used to buy. There's this package of 14 caramel, like almost like a soft toffee type of thing, but it's caramel. And if you get the indica kind, it has a very heavy weed taste to it, but it somehow mixes really well with the caramel taste. And if you get the sativa ones, which are for like a more active high, like thinking high, they taste a certain way. And even you can tell the difference. If you buy weed in that like actual bud form, there is a difference between the smell and look of indica and sativa. And like hybrids are like fucking weird. I wouldn't recommend hybrids at all. If you want to relax, you got to know which type. You can't just take an edible and think like, this is going to give me the general high. It will give you a specific high based on what's in it. Like that fucking brownie, it doesn't, one of the things on it, it's like it doesn't say if it's indica weed or sativa weed in it. It's just, this will fuck you up. It doesn't say that, but like that's what I got, right? So you never know. You got to take it slow and wait, because it will take 20 to 40 minutes
To kick in. Okay. No, but for my purposes though, I think that I would only use like gummies or brownies like for pain relief, because sometimes I can wake up in the morning and my dystonia because of my disability kicks me in the ass where I sometimes I can't even fucking walk. I have a hard time walking and stuff like that. So
people have talked about CBD. It's a chemical in marijuana that
right.
apparently treats pain, but it's the part that doesn't get you high, and you can get edibles that are just CBD. Like you'll take them and you won't. Some people think they get high when they take them. It's like, no, there's no THC in them. If there's no THC, you will not get high. But people will still think like, it's like, no, the effect you're feeling is the CBD having like a bodily effect on you, not so much the mind, right?
Right. No, but I do think that later on in life, I'm gonna hopefully by the time I get into a position to trying them, they're fully legal and in New York State, and I won't have to. Like I said, if I wanted to get marijuana right now, the only way I could do it legally is go through my doctor. So
yeah. Geek says, I went to see the first Thor high as a kite. The Bifrost Rainbow Bridge looked great. Thor is the one movie I didn't see in theaters. Marvel. It was the first movie I didn't see in Marvel. It's the first Marvel movie I didn't see in theaters, and it's the actual only one I haven't seen.
No, actually, yeah. When the MCU started, before it became, the MCU, I was lucky enough to see almost every MCU movie in the theater with my best friend. So we did that for about 10 years. So but here's something interesting about Thor. The first time I saw Thor in the theaters, I came out of that movie and I was like, it didn't vibe with me like the first time I saw it. I had to see it like three or four times to really understand what was the specialness of that movie. I think that that first Thor movie is very, very underrated. I think it's really, really, really well directed by Kenneth Branagh. I think it's really good.
It's an interesting film. I don't like the opening act, the Ice Giants.
The Ice Giants?
I don't like almost any of the action in that movie.
Okay.
But I do love Anthony Hopkins.
As Odin.
And as Odin, it's like, you are a greedy boy. I will take away your power.
Goody boy.
And
Goody
Thor's
boy.
like, and Thor's like,
Oh my god.
and Thor's like, you are an old man and a fool.
You are an old man and a fool. You are an old
Why did you dye my eyebrows?
Why did you dye my eyebrows? I am the Prince of Asgard.
Asgard.
Oh,
Mighty
I can't
Thor.
really do Thor.
Tom Hiddleston, you know, he was great in it.
I have a question. I forgot my question.
Okay. No, but
That
I
sucks.
but
Do I
PJ,
sound
what's-
normal now?
I bought
Yeah.
tickets to Thor. I bought
Do I
a
sound
ticket to
fine?
Thor with my friend, right?
You did?
And I don't know what I did. To this day, I don't know what I did to my friend for him to piss him off. Well, like you said, your friend, we used to go and see all the Spider-Mans, like all the big movies. My friend Dan, right?
Yeah.
And I don't know, man. Something was up with him the day we went to see Thor.
Mm-hmm.
And we walked in, and usually we sit like back to the middle, and you know you have that like buffer zone. You sit one place, and then there's a seat, and you know when you sit with a buddy, it's the buffer zone thing. And this is what we did for years, right? Mm-hmm. So anyway, I go up and to the usual spot, and I didn't know he wasn't behind me, and I sit down, and I looked up, I'm like, and he's down in like the front row, like there's barely anybody
Why?
in the theater. I don't know. And there's nobody, like there's barely anybody in the theater. There's only like fucking 10, 15 people,
God.
right? And it's a small place. And I called out and was like, hey Dan, I'm up here. And he did like a half head turn, like ignored me. And I'm like, what the fuck? It was I don't know to this day what happened, right? But anyway, I said, I was like, I got pissed off. And I didn't say nothing, but like, I just sat there, and then the preview started. I said, you know what? Fuck this. I said, this fucking asshole's been going to movies with me for years, and all of a sudden he's like, give me the cold shoulder. I don't know why.
Wow,
I must have said something, or I don't know, made a joke. I don't fucking know. But anyway, what happened was I left, got my money back, right?
Oh my god, you got your money back?
Oh yeah, yeah. You can be in there for like 10 or 15 minutes, and if you don't they don't like it. If you don't like it, you can go.
They gave you your money back?
They have to, yes.
Oh my god.
I've
They
got
don't do
my
that
money
where I'm
back so
coming
many
from.
times. I remember going to, I forget what movie it was, and I don't think I ever watched it. It was like some bullshit movie by, I think it was a Tony Scott. I think it might have been Domino by Tony Scott. There was something wrong with the screen, or they had this thing where some of the theaters, the lenses were fucked up, and like
the projection wasn't right?
No, it was like blurry on the bottom of the, and when they would fix it, like they couldn't fix it, like it would be blurry on one side or the other. And I went in and was like, yeah, fuck that. Wolverine had the same problem. I got my money back. I got my money back I got my money back for Wolverine, and I watched the whole fucking movie.
Wait a
minute,
have
wait a
a
minute.
nuts life, PJ.
Wait a minute. Wolverine by James Mangold or Wolverine X-Men Origins?
X-Men Origins.
Oh god, that movie. Good lord.
This is how I got my money back for after they're like, but you watched the movie. You would like.
Wait. We're sponsored by the movie theaters. We can't be telling people how you got.
No. This is in Canada, and it probably doesn't even apply anymore.
No,
but
I think.
But after the movie was over, this is what I said. This is what I said to the
What'd you
people.
say?
I said, I just watched that whole movie, and you had that blurry thing with the screen that you haven't fixed. That same fucking. I didn't curse, but in the same theater, which I've had to endure. I've got my money back for those too. But anyway. I'm like such a scam artist when it comes to movie theaters, but it's not really a scam because it was a legitimate complaint. And I went out and I told the guy about the problem. I said it wasn't fixed, and I had to sit there and watch the whole movie half blurry. And they said,
Wow.
They didn't actually, no, technically they didn't give me my money back. They give you a voucher to see another movie. So
Well, that's
I always-
terrible.
I've
I
only
always
had
go to the movies anyway, so it was cool.
I mean, I would think you would get your money back for that. I thought
Went
you
to
were
see Teenage
scamming.
Mutant-
That sounds like a normal.
Went to see Teenage
request.
Mutant Ninja Turtles. There was the power outage.
Oh.
They started the movie like again at the same spot 10 minutes later, which we didn't think we were going to see the rest of it. We were about to leave. And we left the theater, and they were there at the door like, so sorry, here's a free fucking pass for another movie. They've done that so many times. And all you got to do is complain. Like Larry David.
I only had like a really bad theater experience only twice in my life. The first time was for my first ever midnight premiere when I took the caffeine pill. And I went to go see people. Don't judge me. I went to go see Twilight and A New Moon, and they're like during the final act of the film where Bella goes to save Edward from those psychedelic, those culty like vampire guys.
I wouldn't know.
Yeah. Anyway, the entire theater went light, like the movie had just finished, right? And the print just died, right? So for like 10 minutes or so, the entire theater was about to fucking riot. And on our way out, they gave us free passes to come within the next couple of days and see whatever film we wanted. And the other time was, I can't remember what the other time was, but I've had two experiences where I've actually had my tickets refunded by the theater because my experiences were so freaking awful.
By the way, my legal team texted me and says I have to make this disclaimer. Starfleet Boy After Dark is set to 18 plus, but I just want to make it clear that marijuana can have harmful effects on the development of people who are under the age of actually surprisingly 21. So try to do it if you're smoking and you're younger than that. Try not to do it too much, or you'll end up like PJ.
Do it in moderation.
Just kidding,
Don't
PJ.
do it.
Well, I was giving him advice about taking it slow with edibles.
No, he was.
Oh,
I don't
yeah,
want.
you should
I don't want
totally
anybody
do it.
to get hurt.
No, but he was
What's
educating
wrong
me.
with you?
He was educating me. I mean, come on. This is.
I also recommend starting with CBD only, just to try that out to see if it helps you.
Right. I mean, come on. This has got to be one of the best episodes of Starfleet Boy ever, right? Because I've been
Every
kinda,
episode of Starfleet After Dark is better than the last one. I agree.
No, but I've been kind of driving the ship, kind of, because you've been having microphone issues the entire
Wait,
night.
sorry, you've been driving the ship? No, you've been making it show. This is my ship, baby.
Okay. Yes, you're right. Yeah.
I drive even when I'm not here. No, I'm just kidding. That's fine. PJ was driving the ship. He was in charge. You were actually second in command.
When I went to see
tenure,
Spider-Man: Far From Home, not Far From. Is it Far From Home? Yeah, Far From Home.
Yeah, Far From Home.
The lights thing that's happened. I've been to a lot of movies, but that's happened a few times, and it was only Spider-Man: Far From Home. They left it on for like the first 10 minutes, and people were patient.
Mm-hmm.
And then you see people go out, and like, well, actually, it was one woman looked like she was going out to complain because she was like, blah 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 blah, and she came back and. We're like 15 minutes into the movie and the lights are still on and it's not easy to see the screen when that happens, so people are getting upset. And of course they all had the fucking passes waiting for us. See, and my experience has been if I go into a movie and I don't like it in the first 10 or 15 minutes, I will get my money back. They have to. But if you're in there for the whole thing and you complain, they might give you a token. Like with Wolverine, I was like, listen, I saw the whole movie. Your screen looked like not good, and I sat there anyway and endured it like I was the victim of or something. I was like,
Yeah,
you know what I mean? But I'm going back to their theater. I never buy their concession, so but whatever.
No,
That's like their whole business, right?
Yeah, no. My thing when I go to the movie theater is I have like this weird thing of like bringing like different packs of gum, and like look, I'll bring like different packs of gum into the movie theater. I'll put them all in a backpack and I'll dry them in, because nobody checks a handicapped person's backpack, so I can bring whatever the hell I want. And I walk in there, and during the movie, I eat like I chew all sorts of different types of gum. So, yeah. But I did remember what movie was like the most awful movie experience I ever had. Was I went to go see. Some friends convinced me to go see The Ringer. That's a stupid, asinine, fucking Johnny
Offensive.
Knoxville. Oh my god! I was like, I know, but after like 30 minutes, I fucking rolled out of there. I was like, guys, I can't take this shit anymore. I couldn't take it. I was like, dude. And it was funny because nobody else, I was with like 4 other people, and they were like normal, like they could walk and run, but like they didn't really see the offensive subject matter towards disabled individuals. And I was like, dude, don't you see this? So I just like walked out of there.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
remember critics like lambasted that movie.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
Johnny Knoxville, it's like it's his Freddy's Got Fingered,
Mm-hmm.
which
No,
is
I mean,
also an extremely offensive fucking piece of crap. But yeah, I actually haven't seen that movie, but I've heard enough about it.
yeah, but
I've seen the trailers.
Have you guys seen Johnny Suede?
Johnny Suede, I've never heard of that.
Oh my god,
What is that?
it's a really great movie. You should watch it.
Have you guys seen Bowfinger? That's another one.
Yes,
Yes, Bowfinger is excellent.
yeah, that's a rare
Yeah, gem
kind
right
of
there.
like comedy gem that not a lot of people remember.
But Bowfinger, I saw Bowfinger just a couple years ago with my grandfather, because my grandfather, for some reason, is a giant Steve Martin fan. I mean, I like Steve Martin, but I'm not crazy about Steve Martin. And he showed me Bowfinger, and it was hilarious. I couldn't stop laughing. It was great. Yeah, but that Johnny Knoxville movie is the only movie that I've ever walked out of in my life, or in my case, I rolled out of it because I couldn't. I'm like, no, this is too offensive, and to offend me, you have to do a lot. So I just, I thought, PJ, who's your favorite writer and director? Because, like, who's your favorite?
I don't know about writer. I don't keep track of the writers. I like Kevin
Direct-
Smith as a writer and director in that sense, like where he usually writes his own movies.
Mm-hmm.
Stanley Kubrick. Yeah.
Oh, interesting, Stanley Kubrick.
He was
Speaking-
he was a harsh dude. Alfred Hitchcock.
Yeah.
I watched a documentary about him today called "I Am Alfred Hitchcock,"
Oh, did you like it?
narrated by Gareth Edwards.
Oh,
Yeah, it's really good. It's really good.
is that Zach Morris?
That's
Brad Pitt.
Brad Pitt.
Oh, okay. What? Yeah, it looks like.
It's
Zach Morris.
this is yes, the Brad
Where's
Pitt
that?
film Johnny Suede. Yep, it's a great
Oh,
film.
Giants. Okay. I've never
Highly
seen that
recommend
one.
it. PJ, you haven't seen this movie?
No, I haven't seen the movie.
I'm really surprised.
No,
I know.
I've
I
never
figured
even
you
heard of
hadn't
it.
seen it. I was, kind of like based on your age, but PJ's a little closer to my age, so I was wondering.
So am I the youngest person on the bridge tonight?
Yeah, you're Chekhov tonight.
Yeah. So how old are you, kid? 19, sir. Oh, good. He's 19. Yeah. But
I actually made another martini for you guys, but then when I finish this one, I have to go.
okay, cool. So I think this is going to be the shortest Starfleet Boy I've ever done then, because it's not even.
We've done 1 hour ones.
Yeah. No, but I've the 4 times that I've been here, I've been here for like I think 3 hours, 4 hours for like all 4 of them. I think, from what I can remember.
It's Memorial Day weekend in the United States, and tomorrow's a busy day. I have to
Yeah,
wake up
that's
early.
Yeah, you gotta do some personal stuff, which is cool because
I have a
Family.
24-hour webcam that follows me everywhere, so you can just like tune in.
No, really?
No, I wish though.
Oh,
That'd be fun.
yeah, that would be awesome. I would watch. I would watch.
No, I really don't wish that. I'm just kidding.
No.
Although we all have that happening to us because,
We have phones.
well, pretty much it's pretty much been like proven that there's mass surveillance going on. It's pretty crazy, but we'll get shut down if we talk about it.
No, but but I do think that there. Well, fuck it. You already brought it up. There are a lot of people who are concerned about who's watching me, who's looking at my webcam when when I'm not looking. And I'm like, dude, if you're an internet personality, you have to assume that a lot of people are going to be watching you, even when you're not sort of entertaining them. I don't know if that makes me sound a kind of a conspiracy guy, but I assume that
No.
that everybody's watching me, even when I'm not aware of it. So
I always feel like somebody's watching me.
that's a great song.
I
It's
don't
great.
assume. I actually am adamantly the opposite. I don't assume that I'm being watched. I believe that everyone, except for the Queen of England and her family, are entitled to a private life.
That's interesting. Why would you say? Because okay, I'll let you expand on that. Can you expand on that?
I believe that the monarch is the only exception to the rule, but everyone deserves a private life.
Okay, all right. Damn, that's really good. I wish I hadn't said that then. That's
What?
really good. I like that. I like the way you put that. Cause yeah, I like that. But
I
I
don't
don't.
like you talking smack about me, Grandma.
No, but
This is Prince Harry, yeah.
no, but I think that in today's day and age, I think it's almost impossible not. I think it's almost impossible to have somewhat of a private life. Like the only way that you could do that nowadays is not be on social media. At least I think.
You
I
can
mean,
you can choose to live in Star Trek Discovery. Washington grows up on a Luddite with a Luddite family, so you can actually choose to live among Luddites, which are people who are not connected in any way to the network, so to speak, the internet or whatever.
They churn their own butter, like
What's that?
they churn their own butter and build.
They churn their own butter.
Raise their own.
Not quite,
barns.
but I have a friend, for example, who won't upgrade past like a certain Nokia model phone that has no anything. Like it just has phone. There's no webcam. There's no.
And they'll get the touch screens in 2040, right?
Right, like I don't know what'll happen, but that's like an example in real life. But I just imagine that Awoshikan grew up like they don't have like computers or anything. Like yeah, she might have been hardcore about it, but I mean you could turn off all the you could actually physically disconnect your wireless card and still use your computer if you only use it for a few things.
see, I'm not smart enough to do that. I'm too dumb to do that.
I don't think it's a matter of being dumb. It's not like
Knowing it.
it's just like you just have to get the manual and try it.
Yeah. But you do know that our Mac computers are like notoriously hard to open. You know that, right?
Yeah, I watched Louis Rossman's videos, and he's really. Do you know who that is?
No, I haven't.
Oh, he's pretty cool.
Check 'em out.
Anyways, there's a. I watch a lot of. This is a weird thing that I think this is the first time I'm talking about, but I watch a lot of take apart and repair videos because I
Oh,
like
cool.
to. Yeah, I like to. I enjoy working with electronics. My father instilled that skill in me. He was a TV repair person when he was younger, so I learned how
Cool.
to do some stuff.
No, but speaking of your weird little quirk that you like to see people take apart computers and put them back together again, on a different wavelength, I like to watch people get chiropractic adjustments on YouTube for some reason. I'm fascinated by watching people get cracked in all sorts of interesting ways by chiropractors. I have
Have
no
you guys
idea.
ever watched The Extraction Lady?
No. I don't.
PJ, do you know what The Extraction Lady?
No, there's a fine line between like cringe and relaxation in those videos for me. I find some that are like just too like aggressive, and I'm like, no. And then there are some, and off air, I can point to a particular channel for you, Starfleet Boy, that you might like. It's relaxing though. It's like these.
Oh, okay, like
It's
ASMR type of stuff.
chiropractic.
Oh,
It's
okay.
chiropractic stuff, but it's for people with sciatica, so they do kind of like
Oh.
really
Oh,
kind of
cool.
like hard pressure with the elbow and stuff. But there's like partial nudity involved in it because they
Oh,
kind of
wow.
have, they kind of have to.
That's
like,
why you were
they
like,
have-
you'll like this channel, Starfleet Boys.
Well,
Yeah.
So-
I'm saying you get some hairy ass in there every now and again. but I don't. I'll just tell you the name. I'll look it up. I don't know. It's like a long fucking name. Melbourne Chiropractic something. But they're really cool dudes, and they're educational. They explain exactly what they're doing and like why people I'd hate to have sciatica, like the way they describe it. One dude they work on in particular has it really bad, and when they do it on him, like he's like screaming in pain, but like it's only relaxing when it's like they're not really going full out. But some other things like there's a French one I like when hearing like the French women do the like and then they crack and then they crack and you hear like the English words in there and it's like
real
look
quick,
up French ASMR. That's a
have
good
you
one,
ever
too.
been to a chiropractor?
No.
Have you, Marcelo?
No, but I would really be interested to go to a chiropractor, but I don't know if I could find one that would be willing to adjust me because I'm disabled. I am aware that there are some chiropractors out there that have adjusted some disabled people, but I'm not I don't know if I would be willing to do that one day, but what did you just drop in the chat there?
What happened?
That's the Melbourne, the Australian.
Okay.
PJ just dropped something in the chat.
I hope you can find someone. I haven't been adjusted in a long time, but I had an adjustment done by. I should give a shout out to Dr. Tuttle in Washington, in Seattle, and I think his name was Dr. Tuttle. Anyways, it was a profound experience. You just reminded me that I need to find a new chiropractor here in Miami. It was a great. Adjustments are awesome. I hope you find it.
You can find some really nice ones on Flexwell Chiropractic. There's a couple of really like good gems that I can like put on repeat and just fall asleep to.
Cool.
One in particular is this one, and I'll just show you.
PJ, can I show it? Because does it have nudity?
Oh no, this one doesn't. This is just a.
Okay, good.
The Melbourne one is about people in like pain and like doing. Not necessarily neck cracking and back cracking. They do the pressure. It's like a lot of pressure stuff.
And sometimes
it's really painful. But this stuff here I'm about to show you is... I love this woman's voice. It's just so nice. And when she does all the like little tests with the dude, it's like just gives me tingles.
Nice.
You got to skip kind of ahead. After he stops talking, it gets good. Because he's like, oh.
Is it called...
ruins it.
Shoulder mobility hack?
No, I put it in the private chat.
Private chat.
The YouTube video in the private chat.
Oh, okay. Hold on. It's the second link.
He put two in there. Yeah.
I see it.
And skip ahead to 334. 335.
335. All right.
And don't forget to share the audio. It's quite relaxing. I find anyway. You might think it's like nothing, but it all depends on the person, right?
Yeah, of course.
So I'll put us to sleep now.
3:35. Maybe we'll end on this because I have to take my mom to her doctor's appointment tomorrow, so I should probably be a good boy and go to sleep. So here we go. Let's see here. Share audio. All right, here we go. Do you see the screen?
Yeah, we do. I do.
Yeah.
Nope, sounds good.
All right, let's go ahead and get started.
All right.
So I'll have you go ahead and just stand up, turn your body, and just face me right there. I'm going to check your range of motion first.
All right.
So I'm going to have you tip your head side to side. Pain or tightness with that?
Nope.
Okay, go ahead and rotate side to side. Pain or tightness there?
Nope.
Okay, go ahead and bring the chin down to the chest. And then extend all the way backwards. Pain or tightness with that one?
Nope.
Okay.
That is a bit loud.
Tip side to side.
Yeah, kind of.
You
Pain or
hear
tightness
people-
there?
you hear people in
Okay,
the
go ahead and
background
rotate
of
at the
video.
waist. Any discomfort with that?
Nope.
Okay, bend
good.
over as far as you're able. Try to touch those
Yeah,
toes.
that's better.
And then go ahead and stand up straight. Any pain there?
Nope.
And then go ahead
Tightness in the hammies,
little
but
tightness in the
that's about
hammies.
right.
Okay. And then go ahead and extend backwards as far as you're able. Anything with that? All right, perfect. Go ahead and take a seat right where you were.
Okay.
Just going to test some simple reflexes here.
Okay.
There we go. Next thing, I'm gonna have you put your hands on your hips. I'm gonna test your tricep reflex.
Okay.
Good. Same thing on the other side.
I feel like I'm
Very
being
good.
examined.
It's very
Perfect.
soothing.
Next thing, I'm going to test a
I need
couple
one
of
of
your
those little
strengths.
hammers.
Basically, the muscles that are in your body
Her
correspond
voice
to a
is
different
very
level in your
soothing.
spine. So if there's a muscle that seems a little bit weaker than the other one, usually that's an indication that there's something going on in the segment involved. So I'll have you go ahead and bring your arms up like this. I'm going to try to push your arms down. Don't let me do that, okay?
All right.
Hold them nice and strong. Good. Go ahead and bring them up. I'm going to try to pull your arm down. Don't let me pull it down, okay? Don't hit yourself in the face either. Go ahead and keep them up. I'm going to try to push them in. Don't let me push.
Okay.
Very good. All right, go ahead and slide back so your feet are kind of dangling. Have you point your toes in at one another. I'm going to try to push them out in the opposite direction. Don't let me do that, okay? Good, and then go ahead and point your toes out the other way. I'm going to try to push them towards the midline. Don't let me do that. Very good. You can go ahead and relax those feet.
We're all
So
gonna
next thing
fall
I'm gonna
asleep.
do are a
I'm gonna
couple
turn
things-
this off.
Yeah. She was good though.
Yeah.
There's another girl who does like these medical exam things. Oh, she's a British girl with blonde hair, and her voice.
Oh,
is so
please
pleasant.
find that one. I would. Yeah. If you could find that one, put it in the chat. I would eat that up because I love.
I'll show you my favorite eye doctor if you guys want to see
yes.
a YouTube eye doctor.
Eye doctor.
Yeah,
I'd be
eye
interested in
doctor.
that.
All right, let's see it.
Eye doctor.
YouTube eye doctor. Actually, let's look at the trailer for Johnny Suede, and then we'll end on that.
Okay, cool.
All right, Johnny Suede
Sweet.
trailer. All right, I saw this movie. In
Dr. Holly Berry
1992.
is her name.
Oh, okay.
It's HOLLIE Berry, as in BERRY.
Okay.
She's
All right,
great.
this might-
I love her voice.
All right. Thanks for the information.
One of us got a compliment of a nice hat. All right, so this is Johnny Suede, and this is what we're gonna end the program on, because we might actually get a copyright strike. So we'll see what happens.
For what?
Because you can't really show like commercial stuff, but we'll see what happens. Sometimes it works. Sometimes
Well,
it's
don't
okay.
show that that's gonna happen.
We'll see. Here we go. All right.
Miramax Films presents.
Many stories have been told of man's search for meaning in his life, but none of them quite like this one. Johnny's life had no meaning.
This is such
It
an
seemed to be
influential
going
movie in my
nowhere.
youth.
And it still doesn't.
Then one night, meaning struck him in the form of black suede shoes.
Yes.
And there was no stopping him now.
What are those, bedroom slippers?
They're one-of-a-kind black suede shoes. My name's Suede. Jan Suede. Johnny Suede.
You're kidding me, right?
Oh my God, it's her.
I'm making
Yes,
sure
it
she
is.
knows I can take it or leave it.
My turn.
You should have seen me the other night, man. I was like a wild man.
What are you doing?
And
She showed
and by
me where
her,
that little button is inside there.
That is not it.
who's
You
that?
know where it
What
was,
the
man?
fuck?
You feel that?
Yeah,
What
but
the
yeah, I knew where
fuck
it
are we
was.
watching?
But now, man,
Johnny
I can
Tom
find it in the
DeCillo's
dark
movie.
if I have
Johnny
I never
Suede.
knew
And
this
that is a
existed,
good
man.
thing
It's
for
such a good
guy to
movie.
know.
Totally fell right under my radar.
Brad Pitt is Johnny Suede.
Johnny
A smooth comedy.
A smooth comedy.
Thanks.
Oh
It won the Golden Leopard Award. Did you see that?
my
It won the Golden Douchebag Award.
god. Yeah.
No, it's. Anyways, all right. I'm gonna end the stream now. Do you guys have anything to promote this week?
Yeah, if you guys want to hear my wonderful voice during the week, I have two podcasts. One of them is called Radio 815. It's a podcast dedicated to examining the work and the greater bad robot universe of J.J. Abrams. We post new episodes every Friday year-round. But if you guys actually want to hear more about my life, I also have a podcast that's focused more on my personal life, the conversations that I have with wonderful people, my Star Trek friends, and it's called the Red Wall Podcast, and new episodes of that show post every Wednesday. So if you guys want to hear more of me, those are the best places to find me at. Anybody else?
Check out me and Starfleet and sometimes Trek on the Tube, our commentaries for Star Trek Discovery on Boatwreck.
So much fun.
I
I can't
like
wait till
3
season
subscribers
3.
doing those, dude.
You did? Yes.
But lost 18.
No, for
I'm
real?
joking.
Is that real? Did you really lose
Wow.
18 subscribers?
No.
No, I do want to mention that ever since I came aboard on Starfleet Boy After Dark, my numbers on my YouTube channel, Balloon Head Productions, have been going up. So thank you guys for any of you guys who subscribe to my stuff because I'm on here now. Thank you. I really appreciate that.
My numbers go up every time you guys come on, so thank you so much. Jude says, "What? I just got here. You can't end the stream, Jude. I have to wake up early in the morning. I'm sorry, but we'll be streaming at 3 p.m. tomorrow. Hey, PJ, are you gonna be on Journey to Babel?
I will try, but maybe not.
Okay, sorry, I
I'll
didn't mean to
probably
put.
be busy.
I just put you on the spot on the air. Sorry,
But that's
Didn't mean
I
to
actually
do that.
talked about that while you were away, that episode.
Oh, right on. Okay, cool.
Because I talked about how I wasn't all that interested in TOS because of the there's too many humans. And, you just saw Spock.
Oh yeah, and then you see that episode.
Journey to Babel came along and was
Yeah.
like, oh, they do alien stuff. Cool, I'll stick around.
Oh, very cool, very cool, very cool. Good night, Mr. Darren. Thank you for being with us. Good night, text message audience. Thanks. I'm sorry, my volume. I don't know what's going on. Next time I'll try to fix it. And then Blue, this was a wild and wonderful episode. Thanks, guys. Yeah, it was wild and technically fraught with technical difficulties. I apologize. But thank you, everyone. Live long and prosper, and we'll see you